is Timothy Colpitz from Tech Lab, and I'm here today to teach you how to use a software called Tinkercad. So let's go ahead and let's start by creating a new design. So once you open up a new design, it'll look a little bit like this. This is part of their new beta release, which should be in full swing by January. So over here I have the name of my object. I'm going to just click it, and I'm going to name it a Tinkercad house. That's what I'm going to make today. So over here we have copy and paste and duplicate of an object, or you can delete an object, undo or redo the last step that you did. Over here we have different views that we can do. We can go ahead and we can see a top view or a right view, front view, all the views of an object. And then if I go ahead and I click home, that brings me back to the way that it was when we started. Over here we have a fit all in view, which I will use a little bit later. Over here we have to group objects, to ungroup objects, align and flip. A little bit over here we can import or export objects. So if we import them, we can import a STL, OBJ, or SVG file. We can export it for 3D printing, so everything that we make, we will go and we will download it as an STL when we finish. And you'll also be able to share it with people. Over here, where it has Tinkercad, we have our basic shapes. We have text, which if we drag out the text, and we say that we want it to be my house, it'll type it out, and I would like it in a slightly different font. And then I could just do it with all of the letters of the alphabet. Then we have different symbols, like the Tinkercad logo. Many different connector devices. This is from designs that were made. And a few extra shapes. We could make a little bunny here. So let's go back to basic shapes and let's make my house. So I'm going to pull out a box. And I would like the length to be 30 millimeters and the width to be 50 millimeters. Here's my house. We're going to keep it at a 20 height. So I'm going to go ahead. I want to drag out a roof. So if I go and I move over to my right view, see that my roof is not on top of my house. So let's go ahead and let's undo it. And let's bring it back to the home view. I'm going to take a work plane. I'm going to put the work plane on top of my house. Now, when I drag a roof out, and we go ahead and look at it again, see that the roof is on top of my house. Now, I'm going to pull out a ruler so that I can make sure that my house is 50 by 30. There we go, and then I can go ahead and I can drag my work plane back down. Now what I want to do is I want to select both of the objects, and I would like to align them together. So I would like them aligned centered that way and centered that way. So you see now it's perfectly on top of my house. But if I were to go and move it, it's not all one piece. So let's go ahead and undo that. To make it all one piece, what we do is we will select both of the objects, and let's go and let's click group. And I would like blue house while I'm at it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the color to blue. Now you see I can move it around and it is all one object. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a hole. I'm going to take another box out. See, I already have a box in a cylinder hole, but I want to take a regular box. I want to take that regular box and make it into a hole. And then I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. If I bring it over and I take the white corners and I hold the shift key, as I click it, it makes the box go down evenly on all sides. So let's go ahead and let's move this into our house. So we want to make sure that it is in our house. We don't want it to be on the bottom. So let's take this black arrow right here and let's lift it up. Just 2 millimeters is fine. And then we'll go ahead and I would like to align both objects so that my door is in the center of my house. And then when I go ahead to group them, as you can see, I have a nice door into my house. And you can do that with all of the other different objects. In fact, I'm going to take a round roof shape. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make it smaller. I'm going to bring it up. Oh, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to make it a hole. This way I have a nice little window over my door. So I'm going to take a look at this from the front view. See, I can see that I have my house, but I can't see that it says that it is my house. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click on my house, and I have many different arrows that I can use in order to change the direction. Over. And then there's the third arrow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring it up 90 degrees. Move it over, and I'm going to press the D key to bring the very bottom of it. Actually, let's bring it down just a little bit. That way, when I look at it from the front, I see that it is my house, and I can see my house with my Tinkercad logo. So the last thing I want to do is I want to 3D print this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click export. I want everything in the design to download as an STL. So it's going to download as an STL so I can take it to my 3D printing software. And this concludes the Tinkercad tutorial.